Hey there, and welcome back to Three Swords Gaming. Alright, so 1.3 in Arknights Endfield has released. So we're going to continue our story playthrough of Arknights Endfield now that 1.3 is out. And there is like an interesting thing that I want to note in the story journal before we get started. And that is this. So there were two story pieces that they released. The story and then Mifu's story, kind of like you see, you know, the ones that we still haven't done here, Rossi and Wolfguard and what's her face, Yvonne. And of course we have done, is there a way to see everything that you have done? I don't know. But we have done Gilberta and Levitane, right? So interestingly, in fact, let me go back to that. Whereas these are listed as important but aren't main story, Mifu's is listed in the main story, and I don't remember if these were at any point in time and then they got moved down here like after a certain time window had passed or something. But whereas, you know, having played all these on my main account, haven't done it yet, you know, haven't done these three yet on this account. These were all standalone, and that's why we haven't done them on this account. I haven't recorded them yet. They don't, and we've done Gilberta and Levitane's on this account, and none of them are directly tied to the story. They're not tied to the continuity of the primary narrative, right? Mifu's is. So before we do anything related to the new area, which I don't even remember what it's called. It's like some Sword Vault or something like that. Oh, Sword Vault Dale. There it is. Before we do any of that, we need to do Mifu's story first, because this is actually, from a story perspective, basically a side story. This is actually driving the narrative forward. Not in a like super substantive way, but it is a continuation of the main narrative. It is not a side story, whereas this really more is, and like obviously these definitely are, right? So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing Mifu's story, but when I put it up in the channel, it'll just be a continuation of the main story, because functionally speaking, that's what it is. Okay, so it's calling for us to read Mifu's message. Let's take a look, see what she has to say. Meet me by the main pillar, like, now. Okay. Cool. My informant called. Something's happened to the boss. Boss being... So I actually got this a little bit confused when I played through on my main account, and I confused boss with chief. Look, I never answer my phone on this account. It's dreadful. And I thought it was Tong Tong. It's not Tong Tong, as, you know, the dialogue clearly states. Tianqi's wrong, really? I'll tell you once we meet at her office. Okay. I guess we know where we're going. We are going to the office. And I do have some thoughts on this patch, and I think I'll wait to share them until, you know, towards the end of us doing the playthroughs, because have I never even done this before? Yeah, look at that, I haven't. Oh, does that close when we walk away? Ha, fun. You know, I don't want to spoil anything. I want to enjoy the playthrough, and then we can talk about the vibes or whatever. Ominous. Very ominous.
Mifu sounds worried. I better go check it out.
I don't speak that, Mifu. What happened? Why are we banging our fists on tables?
Boss has gone missing.
Can you clarify? Missing. How?
The only clue is this letter.
Hmm.
10 years passed, Chingbo Stockade's blood debt still stays. A star forged in blood demands an end steeped in it. We present the first cup of vengeance to our foe in the main pillar. The traitor's sip shall come next. In the straggler's grove, all scores shall meet their days. Our fists know no regret. To live or die is the river's ways.
Okay, I want to stop right there. We're gonna wait to advance this for just a second. So this like stylistic angle here, this choice of motif, like an old kung fu movie, is going to be consistent throughout all of Mifu's story, and I think it works well for not only the story they're telling, but for Mifu in general. Also, I could continue to run my mouth just to hold Mifu in this pose because it's winter. It's a real winter force. But yeah, the whole kung fu movie vibe, and it's not just like the wording they use and the graphics and stuff. Like that whole kung fu movie vibe is going to be consistent throughout this. Chingbo Stockade. What does it mean, Mifu?
They want to avenge what happened at a stockade a decade ago. And settle all scores in the Straggler's Grove.
So this is, of course, a reference to when things were like really bad, and the folks in Chingbo, the folks from the Stockade, tried to like rob a caravan from Wuling, and it went wrong, and a whole bunch of people died, and then that led to like a wave of violence between Wuling and Chingbo, right? I thought Tong Tong got her Stockaders in line. How? And so definitely at this point on my first playthrough, this was like also what I was thinking. Like, oh, are we going back to this? We're going back to this Stockade and Wuling conflict thing? Which, yes, we are. And that was a little bit off-putting, but we're going to go ahead and play through this whole thing because there's more to it than that, and it ended up being less off-putting.
That's why I only contacted you. No one left in the stockade has the skill for this. Even stranger, there's no sign of a struggle here.
Strange. What should we do now? Enmin is thinking very, very hard. Probably thinking about like what this part of her jacket is for, because it's very unclear. Like if she zips the jacket all the way up to where the collar is closed, does this then like seal that? Is this like a real cold weather parka and she just wears it everywhere along with a sweater dress? Enmin must be like sweltering all the time.
In the Straggler's Grove, all scores shall meet their days. They will regret it. Let's go find boss.
Straggler's Grove. Could this be a trap? Yeah, that tends to happen to us a lot, doesn't it?
A trap, yes. But also a chance.
Alright, fair. Okay, oh. Did I not look at this the first time? I'm not sure I did. Oh, it's the note. We just get to read the note in case we want to, to revisit what was said, in case we missed it in some way. And this last line is going to, it turns out that told Mifu a lot, but we don't know that yet. How could anyone abduct Jiang Shizhuang? I agree, nobody can touch the boss, especially not the Stockaders. It does seem that way, right? But we must face the truth. We can't get in touch with the boss. We also have a letter. Maybe they threatened the boss with the Wulingers or something she cares about. Yeah, maybe. Are there any anti-Wuling extremists left in the stockade? Right, we thought that we were past that. Mifu says, I did not receive any reports about them. Little Kitty handled the strongest Rani loyalists for us. Furthermore, both Neferith and her Bone Crushers have been eliminated. Can't think of anyone who has the audacity to do this. Who wrote the letter? Right, I mean, you would think if Mifu knew who wrote the letter, she would tell us, but then again, I only know one Stockader who can write like this, but he should be making a living outside Wuling. I'm the Watchguard captain, yet I heard nothing of his return. So she does actually think she knows who wrote the letter. Mifu, that would have been helpful information up front. Something is not right. I agree. You're not being fully transparent. All right, Edmund. All right, Mifu. Let's go. Let's go, fam. And whammy, transported to the Grove. Didn't even have to waypoint here or anything. How convenient. Oh, by the way, as a little side note for my team here, I think this is probably like the team I'm going to use for story going forward, because for most story segments, Chen and Perlica are with us. And then Gilbert is a fun addition. So for that reason, I've been building out this team and not others.
Almost there. Nobody inside is weak. We are in for a tough fight.
Ooh, exciting. Let's move. We gotta save Xianxi Zhuang. Yay, immersion mode. I really don't mind immersion mode. I know some people don't like it. I like it. Oh, look at us. We get to be Mifu. Which is nice because I'm not pulling for Mifu on this account. I'm not pulling for it on my main account either. I'm not pulling for it on either account. In both accounts, I'm saving for Arcane. Which, on this account, we already have more than enough currency to guarantee Arcane. On my main account, I have just enough currency to guarantee Arcane.
I hear something over there. Come with me.
Okay, Mifu. But I also want to be able to get other cool characters later. I like Mifu. I do not dislike Mifu in any way. I mean, she looks fantastic. She's a fun character in her own way. She plays a major role in the story. There's a lot to like about Mifu. And her story gameplay, which we'll discover here soon, or her style of gameplay, which we'll discover here soon, is fairly rewarding. Her idle animations are cool. This is one of two. The other one I actually like better. So there's a lot to like about Mifu. I just, you know, you got to prioritize. You got to make decisions on what you
come out now.
What you do and don't want, right? Okay. So this is explaining Mifu's like mechanics, combat mechanics, but then also for this story mission, they increase the amount of vulnerability that Mifu dishes out, specifically so you can use some of her other mechanics, particularly since Enmin is the only other one on the team, and Enmin will consume vulnerability if you use her battle skill and there's already vulnerability. So for that reason, they're putting you in a position where Enmin's just kind of gonna be off on the side, and assuming you're using assuming you're using Mifu, you can use all of her skills without contributions elsewhere.
No escape.
Problem is they're dying before we ever get to that point.
Let's rumble.
There we go. And then of course we didn't consume them. There we go.
This is a move that took them from.
Don't make me laugh. Tell those old geezers to come out if they're there.
Who are we talking about, Mifu? I'll tell you one thing I do. Oop, moving to the story. Mysterious.
Must. I knew it was you.
Too good to call us master now, eh? Well, look at you, our finest disciple. You've really grown over the years. Your moves look so much sharper.
Come here. Let me have a closer look. How is Wuling treating you? Settling in all right?
So this is interesting. I'm not going to talk about this right now. We'll circle back around to that later. But just take note of this moment because and actually, I mean, so much of what's going on right now will be more interesting later. I don't know if I love this story arc, and by that I mean I don't think I love the story arc, but I think they did a good job of what they were trying to do. It just isn't necessarily what I would have done. So, like, I wouldn't go fishing on a Saturday afternoon. Apparently, I would sit here and make bad YouTube videos. But if I were fishing, I would want to at least do a good job. And in this case, whether or not what they did is what I would have recommended for the story, I think they did a good job of it.
Looks like you've been eating well.
Save it. Why are you back? Where's Tianshizhuang?
After a decade apart, is this the welcome you give your masters? Have you forgotten why we were forced to leave in the first place? Now, we're just here to settle some old accounts.
That belongs to Tianshizhuang. Very observant, Inman.
Don't worry. She's still alive.
Why are you targeting her? If it weren't for her, the Stockade would have been gone for good.
Why? You really are loyal to her, aren't you? Do you even remember the oath you took back then?
I came to you as your disciple, swearing to honor the Stockade's fighting arts and take on Wuling.
So this is an interesting thing for me. I actually genuinely found this interesting that at some point in Mifu's past, she wasn't just a Stockade member. She swore to fight Wuling and later joined Wuling. So however you want to slice this, she did go back on her oath, right? And I appreciate that as, like, it is not wishy-washy writing. Like, they're planting their flag in a very specific, I don't even want to say character trait, because we don't have the impression that Mifu is disloyal, but, like, a very particular part of her past. There's no ambiguity here. She did not fulfill her oath.
And now?
That's all behind me. Now, I'm with Wuling.
And see, so even she acknowledges as much. This isn't a thing where there's room for interpretation.
So, you betrayed your oath. You betrayed us. Lady Mifu, captain of the Wuling Watch.
And I think they do a good job. And throughout this, honestly, they do a good job with a lot of animations. And there's a good one. They, had her look like down into one side, which a person would often do when acknowledging, or not necessarily acknowledging, but internally acknowledging something that maybe they're embarrassed of or ashamed of. The kind of looking down into one side, while not universally true, tends to be a human response to that. And there's some cultural variations and stuff. But
Masters, we can talk about this. But if anything happens to her, it could spell the end for the Stockade.
Talk. Don't underestimate your masters. We know the Stockade is small, but that doesn't mean we bow to Wuling. We can release her on one simple condition. We settle this the Stockade way. Come to the arena tomorrow. If we win, you crawl back to the Stockade and fulfill your oath. As for that Shuang, we'll deal with her as we see fit. If you win, we will let her walk free.
this isn't fair for Mifu. What are you getting out of this?
A loud-mouthed one, huh? Fine. Then you're in too. Make sure to bring this one along tomorrow.
Enough! My actions are mine alone. Leave the others out of it.
Let this be a lesson on speaking out of turn. Or have you grown so arrogant that you question your master on matters of discipline?
You...
Lost for words? Good. Prepare yourself and take what's coming.
So overall, I think they do a good job with localization and voice acting in this game. And I think we get a pretty good example of it there with the Grandmaster, who effectively communicates that relationship where he's talking down to her as a very senior teacher to a subordinate might do, right? And it's not a teacher in the high school sense, but in like this like almost more in like a military sense, right? Like so that tone would be like the tone of a first sergeant talking to like a lower enlisted soldier and putting them in their place. And that was communicated fairly effectively. And yes, they directly address it as well, but we get things through the voice acting and through the animation and through the language that is chosen in the localization that effectively communicates that. And that can be a hard thing transitioning from one language to another.
I didn't think they were coming after me.
Can you elaborate? Are they really your masters?
Yes. They are the 3 masters of Qinghua Stockade. Their martial skills are beyond measures. They raised me and taught me how to fight. I was their very first disciple. They were the ones who had me swear to take on Wuling.
No wonder they think you betrayed them. Well, and let's be clear, like, from their perspective, Mifu absolutely betrayed them, right? So while Enmin might be willing to give Mifu the benefit of the doubt on this, like, they think that you've... Well, I mean, let's be clear, Enmin. She did. And I think, to come back to what I said a few minutes ago, I think the game acknowledges that very, very well, even if Enmin, you know, is you know, very clearly, like, on Mifu's side on this.
Edmund, can you keep this between us?
I mean, I guess.
I know. It's absurd that a crisis like this has to be settled in an arena, especially when it involves the most important person in Wuling.
Yes, it is absurd. But A, it's consistent with the Kung Fu movie vibe, which again is what they're doing throughout this whole story sequence. And B, it'll make a lot more sense later.
But if word gets out there, everything you, the boss, and the little kid it did before would have been for nothing.
Okay, I mean, fair.
I can only repay old debts by facing them head on.
Okay.
Sorry for dragging you into this. I never thought I'd have to fight all three of them someday.
Well, I'll fight with you.
Thanks, Emmet.
You're welcome, Mifu.
Come with me. There's a place I want to show you first.
Ooh. Well, let's see what this is.
I never expected they'd come back. 10 years ago, they got caught up in the clash between Qinghua Stockade and Wuling. To end everything, they chose to exile themselves. Before leaving, they made me swear at the ancestral spring. I would train with all my heart, and one day face Wuling and reclaim what was lost. I really thought the chapter was closed. We're almost there. My old training spot. This is the place. I used to lock myself away here before every fight. But I'm not sure if I can win tomorrow.
Well, how strong are they? Really, like...
Master, her movements are fast and unpredictable. It's hard for anyone to get close to her. Senior Master, you can tell just from his posture that his strength is unmatched. As for Grandmaster, he's the strongest and strictest. He taught me the most. Besides, no one has ever defeated him.
Do they really hate Tianchi Zhuang and Wuling that much?
For some people, the grudges between the Stockade and Wuling run too deep. They can't simply let it go.
Alright, and we know that was true of Ron Yi, right? So this isn't like a crazy thing. It's not a super hard sell. It just feels strange at this point because we thought we were done with this.
Over the years, I have changed. But they haven't. If anything, their desire for revenge has probably grown even stronger.
Then we have no choice but to fight. I kind of wish she had, like, pink nail polish.
Yeah. Time's running out. Emin, spar with me for a bit.
In fact, I wish she had, like, holographic pink nail polish that Yvonne could be jealous of. That would actually be, like, a little fun dynamic between characters. Alright, let's spar.
Alright, we should get going.
Did we literally stay up all night fighting just so that we'd be ready for a fight? That seems counterintuitive, Mifu.
The arena is out in the lake. We will have to take a bamboo raft at the station.
Okie dokie. The arena isn't in Qingbo?
It's a place only martial practitioners go. Most stockaders don't even know where it is.
Ooh, it's a secret arena. So this will actually kind of get turned on its head later, but that's okay.
Even I would have forgotten this place if those old geezers hadn't shown up. Okay, no more talk. Let's go.
Okay. Let's go. Oh, but wait. We can talk to Mifu some more first. Mifu, we have more questions. Why did the Masters decide to exile themselves? This is actually important. This is central to the story. They felt responsible for the death of Ran Yi's father, which is also Tong Tong's adopted dad, right? Also, the Stockade was running out of food. They called it self-exile, but really they brought many along to make a living outside, made things easier for the rest. Where did they go after leaving Wuling? After I became a watchguard, Boss mentioned a company of armed caravan guards from Wuling. My masters, probably. When did they decide to come back? I'm not sure, but the Stockade kept in touch with my masters. Ran Yi fell, and Wuling fought off a major attack. Any Stockader would want to head home and check things out.
Huh?
But I never expected them to return so quickly. Huh, okay. Can your masters kidnap Tianxi Zhuang from her office? I checked around. I don't see any records of my masters visiting the main pillar office. I know my boss. Even if they took her away by force, she would have left us a clue. But I found nothing, and that's very frustrating. Alright, I got no more questions. We should move out quickly. Yeah, we should. I forget which way to go. Let's consult the map. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
I think the Endman's catching some rest. Long-distance hauls can get really tiring. Let's keep it down and give the Endman some quiet time to unwind.
Thanks, Gilberto. You're a sweetie. We should be able to catch the raft over here. Yep. Magic raft. Just appears. And now we patiently await our raft ride. So while we patiently await our raft ride, I'm expecting this to be 2 videos. There's actually like a surprising amount of... Well, it's not a surprising amount of content. All the like the character stories have pretty good content, and this one's no exception. But this also seems to have a little bit more than some of the others, probably to make... Although actually, Rossi's is surprisingly long.
You know? I've seen
But
other Hongshan Swordman
I think
series,
in this case,
and
part of it is to make up for the
perform
fact
the
that
same
the
routine.
story that introduces us to
Well,
Sword
Hongshan
Vault
Swordmancy
Dale or
focuses
whatever
on
it's
the
called,
will, not the form.
is
Being one with the blade
shorter
is
than
far
some of the
more
other
important than
releases.
drilling a move over and
It
over.
just is. Which is fine. Like, I'm not particularly salty about it.
Now
I
that
think
about
thus
it,
far...
no outsider has ever set foot in a Stockader's arena. You might be the first.
Ooh, I
Funny
feel
twist.
fancy.
Now I'm the outsider, while you, as Little Kitty's right hand, are practically one of them.
Ha! Yeah, get out of my stockade, Mifu. I think they've done a good job overall at like adding substantive content, so I'm not disappointed by 1.3. But there is less than, you know, some of the others.
Ha! Look who dragged herself here. Almost thought you'd weasel out. Who's your masked friend?
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wanted to kill this guy when I first did this. This guy is annoying. Who are you, punk? I'm the administrator of Enfield Industries. What you think about that?
Endfield Industries. Sounds familiar from my travels. All right, let's see if you can handle what we've got.
Okay, guy.
She can snap your bones with one finger. Enough talk. The raft. Now.
Yeah, you tell him, Mifu.
Not so fast. Outsiders must be blindfolded.
What? Blindfold? My eyes are already covered, aren't they? You're gonna blindfold someone wearing a mask?
It's the rule. The way to the arena is for disciples' eyes only.
Okay, but again, my eyes are covered.
Stupid rule.
Still a rule. It keeps things in line, and traders like you in check.
Man, this guy's so sassy. Fine. Give me the blindfold.
Sorry you have to bear with this, Emmett.
It's okay, I actually wear a blindfold 24/7, so It's cool. See? Edmund's completely fine with it. Oh, goody! More immersion mode. Okay, let's do it. It says it takes a while to complete, but it really doesn't take that long.
Someone inside will guide you.
Okie dokie. So when I played this on my main account, and I got to this part, I thought we were going into, like, Sword Vault Dale, and I was, like, excited, new map and everything. I had not put together yet that this is Mifu's character story. I mean, I would put it together pretty soon when it was just abundantly clear. Things like, there's no map. And when you play in a new map, even the story portions, the map is there. So this is just not a playable area. By the way, this is the other... oh, I ruined it. That was the other idle animation I was talking about, was her drinking an energy drink. And also, like, I was looking around. I'm like, okay, where are the ore barrels? Where are... Or not ore barrels. The oralines. Where are, like, the little treasure chests and stuff? And there are none, and I was really confused about that. Oh, hi. Are you waving at me?
Please, hold for a moment. I must inspect your weapons first.
Inspect them for what? Like, okay. Here's my invisible sword.
Big sister, good to see you well.
What?
You are...
Remember? I'm that kid you saved from bullies. You taught me how to defend myself and brought me to the masters.
So I actually I like this. I do. Like, simultaneously, it's a little bit annoying to have to talk to this girl while she, like, gushes over what Mifu did for her. But it rounds out, like, it builds the entire story of Mifu and the Stockade. Like, all these little things help us better understand the Mifu before she got to Wuling. And I think that's important. So whether or not any one character is like, oh, you know, this is cool or not cool, I don't know that Gatekeeping Disciple is like the coolest person we're going to talk to in this story, but it helps paint the picture, and in that sense I like it, even if talking to her is a tiny bit annoying.
Oh, it's you. Did you ever master the last stage of Temple of Fist?
Regrettably, no. So I turned to weapons instead. Big sister. You promised to guide me back then, but you left so suddenly. Now that you're back, we can train together again.
Maybe don't call me Big Sister anymore. The title's from the past.
Dang, Mifu. Kind of savage.
No. To me, you'll always be the big sister who frowned, but still took the time to fix my mistakes.
That's kind of sweet. That's nice.
All right, inspection's complete. Big sister, I'll take you to the arena. This way, please.
Okie dokie.
Big sister, Master has been sighing a lot lately. Always talking about the old days with you.
She hasn't changed.
My child, you've come. Look at you, all alone. But on this stage, mercy is a throne. We will grant you none. Show me what you've learned.
That's Master's phonic projection.
Have you reached the stage yet? Keeping your master waiting is a poor habit. Remember our rule?
To live or die is the river's waste. Hold on. Where are the other two?
We have our own plans. Now, we fight!
See that? We got like the, and I like it. I do. I thought well, the first time I saw this, I thought, oh, that's fun, and I think it is. Okay, so we fight. Real quick before we fight, I just want to point out once again, and like I really can't say it enough because it continues to be a delight every time I'm reminded of it. Hypergriff they're just masters of environmental design in this game. Really fantastic job, and not just like backdrops, which in this case most of this is, but even like with the playable areas, like considering how much of it is playable and still like just remarkable to look at. I think they've done an amazing job.
Remember your first time on this stage? You forgot all forms, got knocked down by Iron Killer again and again. But you refused to yield. You won by fighting him into submission.
Yes, I remember that. Stop talking.
I've got years of things I've been wanting to tell.
Which one is the real her?
The real one moves differently from the clones. No escape! Surrender now! Face your end! Do not resist!
Clean move! And your controls way better now. Who would have thought you were once pure brute force? Remember that time you went to the water wheel, bruising yourself just to break it?
I hit 9 blindness, okay?
All three look the same.
We wait. She can't keep this up for long.
You know, I love your obstinacy. During your first strength hardening drills, you quit so hard. Even cracked a baby. I was worried.
Master, shut up! Stand, knuckle, surrender now! Face your end!
So, I lost my own disciple. I'll admit it. You've surpassed me. You and Run Lin's little runt used to beat each other senseless. How are things between you now?
That kitty. I discipline her every day.
That's I found that very funny.
Well, my dear, remember pride is a blunt weapon. You've sharpened, but your final strikes were too brutish.
That's enough. Can we have the hostage back now?
Not so fast. Forgiveness isn't won in a day. This was merely the first trial. Tomorrow, same hour, that fort will wait for you here.
If I win, there's gonna be another round against the old man, right? Fine. I'll be ready. My respects, Master.
Just go.
Let's go, Edmund. Defeating Master isn't anything to celebrate. The trials ahead will only get harder.
I mean, it might be a little bit to celebrate. What's Senior Master like? I this choice didn't make sense to me the first time I played through, and it still doesn't. Like, I assume this is a reference to like the little stories that Master was telling while we were fighting her, but it's not. I don't find this like a very gratifying response. But this like makes sense well within like where we're at in the story and so forth.
He's terrifying as a foe, not just for his size and strength.
What is his killer move then?
His mind and his strategy. No more talk. Wuling's fate is in play. We cannot afford to lose.
What's troubling you, Mifu?
Nothing escapes your eyes. I'm worried about Wuling.
How did you go from a Stockader to a Wuling Watchguard? Right, so this was the moment, by the way, to be clear, that I was like, oh, I'm actually playing Mifu's character story. And of course, we still hadn't got to the part. I figured, and we're at 46 minutes on this video, and I figured, like, it's weird that we haven't gone to the new map by now, and then it all kind of clicked for me.
After the Masters left, no Stockader could match me. Yet I had an oath, so I went to challenge Wuling.
I'm not a huge Zhuang Fangyi fan, but this is like a really good... She looks really good there. Like they did a great job of that. I want to stop real quick to note, like, so this is from the first person point of view as Mifu when she's recounting this. And I remember watching this thinking to myself, but I want to see what Mifu looked like back then as a Stockader. And fortunately, we will get that later.
Wuling City was just a construction site at a time. Not much bigger than a stockade. Zhuang was the lead Tianshi. She took me on.
Did you win?
No. We fought for a long time. I passed out first. When I came to, I learned that Ripathy had almost killed me. She was the one who saved me.
Okay, I like this for two reasons, and I want to be really clear about it. One, I like it because getting more into the impact of Aripathy is like a direct callback to the original Arknights, and we haven't had a lot of that in Endfield, and I do appreciate it. Well, I'm not nearly far enough in the original Arknights to like appreciate all the little story references, particularly some of the ones that we're going to see in the new map. I do like it when they tie the two games to some degree, and it's as simple as that. Aripathy is such a primary thing in the original Arknights, and it isn't eliminated, although they have improved their ability to address it. It's not gone, and to see them reference that in this game was gratifying to me. Two, I like it because that is the reason Aripathy had almost killed me. So Mifu was severely weakened by Aripathy when she fought Zhuang Fangyi. And so at this point in the story, they're not already like making a clear distinction in the power levels between the two. One clearly triumphed because the other one was clearly debilitated. And so we're not stratifying them in our head in terms of power level. There's this caveat that we understand why the story played out the way it did.
So naturally, I asked for a round two. Tore my stitches and nearly died. She saved me again, then made me stay to recover.
So we could kind of we could poke at this a little bit, because my understanding of neuropathy is that you could not address it surgically, so why she has stitches, unless she suffered that during the fight or something, is kind of a topic of conversation. But overall, that's not what we're supposed to be taking away from here. We're supposed to be understanding more about Mifu's determination and Zhuang Fangyi's grace and sympathy.
She told me that I could go at her again once I was better. Then she reminded me that my fists weren't just for fighting. They were for protecting. So I stayed long enough to become one of them. Now I throw punches to keep them safe.
So interestingly, this is a theme that not only pops up in Mifu's story, but pops up again in the story for the map as well, which I find interesting. You've done so much for her and Wuling.
Yeah. That Asian field between the Stockade and Wuling always felt hollow to me. People just needed a push to drop it. All this reminiscence almost made me forget. Emin, can you do me a favor?
Name it. What's up?
I don't have time to patrol the city myself. Can you check on it so nothing slips through?
Sure. On it.
Right, thanks.
Alright. We're gonna ask Mifu about the three masters before we head to Wuling.
Emin, I'm trusting you to check on Wuling City for me.
And I will. Give me a second. I want to know what your plan is. My master and my senior master fight in different ways. I must ready myself quickly. Okay. Also, I should find a tipster to update me about the Stockade and find out where they're keeping the boss. Hopefully, I can free the boss without fighting my masters. Right, so thank you for this, by the way, because while the arena thing is nice from the Kung Fu movie perspective, and it gives cool vibes for the story and stuff, there's going to be a part of you in the back of your mind where you're like, okay, but this is dumb, man. Maybe we should apply our efforts to finding, another solution that doesn't hinge on one-on-one combat. And so having this where Mifu's also looking into that option, satisfies that voice in the player's head. Need to talk about something, Edmund? What's she like, your master who just fought us? You probably sensed her personality from her moves, Edmund. When facing my master, focus on what she's doing, not what she's saying. When I mastered some basics, she kept her head aloof, and I thought I made a mistake. But then she turned around and rewarded me with open chestnuts. Oh, we all love chestnuts. As for this fight, I think she probably missed me all these years. She hid nothing from me. Your senior master seems concerned about you. Before I learned to fight, I used to play on his shoulders. He treated me like his own baby girl. Really spoiled me, he did. If the other masters got angry, he'd show up to defend me. But I'm not a baby girl anymore. Did you get along poorly with your Grandmaster? So this is the guy that's definitely most aloof, right? Grandmaster has always been like that. Brutal with his words, punches, and kicks. He raised disciples with loving, rock-hard fists. I think there's this ancient Yanese saying, weep more in training so you bleed less in the fighting. I think that describes him well enough. He's not a kind person, but bad is not a word I'd use. After all, my Grandmaster taught me everything he knew. Cool. Thank you. Be careful out there. Please look out. Oh, well, me too. Please look out for Wuling City, Emin. Alright, so we get a little bit more background there, which I welcome. I welcome, better painting the picture. That's good stuff. Let's go to Wuling, because apparently we need to patrol Wuling City on behalf of Mifu, because she is going to try and figure out where Zhuang Fangyi is and rescue her. So, okay, cool. Here we go. It's patrolling time. Do I have my patrolling crew? I do. Let's go, Gilberta.
Mifu's regular patrol route's just ahead. Let me go take a look.
Yeah, Emin, go take a look.
are so many Tiesha clustered there?
Is it trouble? Is trouble afoot? Gay Yipu. Gay Yipu. I don't know how to say his name. What's up? What's up, Gi Yipu? I know that's not right.
Oh, Edmund. Glad to see you here.
What's going on? Why are all y'all here?
My latest design failed again. Will I ever pass the assessment?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Fubo. You probably won't. Anything wrong in the city? How are things in Wuling? Any trouble afoot? I'm filling in as Batman while Mifu's gone.
There are new reports from the North Wuling exclusion zone, all forwarded to Tianchi Zhuang.
Yes. Good. Keep forwarding things to her.
Speaking of Tianchi Zhuang, has she been working on something? Haven't seen her around lately.
She's in the bathroom. Don't worry about it.
The research is going fine. All approvals were cleared by her a few days back. No delays.
I haven't seen her for days either, but she had everything arranged well in advance. We just follow the plan.
She's always kept things organized. It's hard for anyone to notice anything strange.
And yet, they being the studio, is trying to communicate something strange to us right now, right? Which I didn't quite get it yet on my first playthrough, but I got it here pretty soon.
Well, Admin, hop out for one today?
Actually, yeah, I might take a break from my patrol for some hot pot. No, I can't. I gotta keep patrolling. Japan, has anything happened here lately?
Last big news was a viceroy drawn and you came by for a stroll. A rare sight indeed.
Wait, was that like just the other day? It feels like it was months ago.
Zhuang promised to come for noodles last time. Told me to start the pot. But the noodles went soggy and she never showed. What could have kept her?
She's in the bathroom. I already told those other guys that.
Well, Tianshi Zhuang's always busy, but Captain Me, that's not like her. She's a regular for my sweet rice cakes, yet she hasn't come by in 2 days.
We need to remember Tong Yu Baba Vendor.
And me, if you see them, please tell them to come by and visit when they have time.
Hey, what's up with this guy just coming in and like joining in on the conversation randomly? Who are you, guy?
Yes, please do. We'd appreciate it.
Okay.
This is weird. Tianshi Zhuang's missing and the city's doing fine.
Well, maybe it's a well-run city, Emin.
Is that a stockader over there?
It's weird that no one noticed this guy in his very clearly Stockade outfit. Like, their idea of undercover is a little sketch.
Psst, come with me.
Okay. One of these days I should open that chest.
Inmin, Mifu's spoken of you. I know she trusts you.
And you are?
We can't talk here. Let's find somewhere more discreet.
Ooh. So I'll tell you, at this point on my first playthrough, I 100% thought I was about to get ambushed.
Alright, down to business.
Are you from the Stockade?
Yes, originally. Mifu caught me once, and after that, I ended up working as her informant.
So you're a rat.
Today was our day to exchange information, but I can't find her.
She's fine. She's in the bathroom. What's up?
I'm glad to hear she's alright. Actually, nothing major. Just that things are lively back at the Stockade. Heard a lot of folks who were drifting outside have been returning lately. However, I just saw a suspicious guy in the city. Seems to be from the Stockade, but I didn't recognize him. I'll take you to him.
So there might be a possibility that I'm dumb, or they might have done a really good job at this. I'm going to put it 50-50. I definitely, at this point, was like, oh, I am 100% getting ambushed. I'm going to follow this guy running through Wuling, and I'm going to come down here where there's no people, like down there, and I'm just going to get ganked. And yeah.
risk being seen. I'll leave this to you.
Wait, isn't that Mifu's senior master? Hey, you!
About to get ganked.
Aren't you Mifu's friend? Come closer and we can talk.
And this is the moment when I knew I had things wrong. So let's kind of take a look at that. Why did you come here, Senior Master?
Don't worry. I bear no ill intentions. Nor do I seek trouble here.
So what are you here for?
I just wanted to know how my disciple has been doing here. Did people here give her a hard time? Oh, does she have friends?
So I actually really... So one, like I said, by this point I had suddenly realized that it's very different from what I thought it was. Not just the reason I followed that guy down here, but this whole story arc might be different than I thought it was. That was the realization I was coming to at about this point in time. And I do want to note, like, these three options here are each distinct, and I think three good options to respond to him. I chose this top one on my first playthrough. I'm going to choose it again. Tianqi Zhuang saved Mifu's life, and they're close.
She sounds kind. Guess our grudge against Wuling made us too quick to judge. If my child has found a boss here who sees her worth, then a huge weight can be lifted off of this old heart. Oh, what does she like to eat around here?
Sweet rice cakes. So remember, I forgot his name, Baba Yaga or whatever his name was. The guy who said specifically, like, made a point of saying Mifu always comes for the sweet rice cakes, but she hasn't been by lately. Like, that is directly tied to this, right? Like, we were just told this, and now we have a chance to say it to someone else in return. So even if there had been options here, like, that, like, would have been the right answer based on the cues they'd already given us.
Thank you for letting me know. She's never been good at taking care of herself. Once she's focused on training, she forgets to sleep, forgets to eat, every single time. No rest, no bite. How is she supposed to win a fight?
You seem like you care so much about her.
To secure victory, one must understand both self and foe. All right, the hour has come. Farewell.
He's acting really strange. What's with all that stuff around him?
Alright, so let's take a look. What was he actually looking at here? Exhibition Tour, Heroic Defenders of Wuling. I'm not going to read all this because, yeah, in the interest of time. The bottom line is all these great things that Mifu did, right? Her undying devotion was the reason we were able to unite as one and unleash the victorious strike upon Nefereth, is the last sentence there. What about this one? Mifu, stalwart defender with Ferium blood and a gentle soul. And again, like, all about how great Mifu is. Her presence is a symbol of peace in Wuling. The children look upon her dashing panache with great admiration. And finally, we got one over here. Wuling City bulletin board regarding Mifu, and then all these people saying great things about Mifu, and then also a couple of people like saying also like please take care of yourself, stop that excessive training if you're hurt, please don't wear yourself out, and then you know, just all this good stuff. This is a little bit interesting here. We'll remember this later. Thank you, Miss Mifu, for the Tongyu Baba. Oh, maybe that guy's name wasn't Tongyu Baba? Maybe that's what we call sweet rice cakes? I don't know. It's so sweet and yummy. Yes, so remember Little Bell's comment later.
Mifu's achievements. So, that's what Senior Master was reading.
So it was. So it was. Okay, so this is actually like an important moment, I think, in the story. Like that whole exchange and us reading what Senior Master was looking at and stuff. For me, on my first playthrough, this was the moment when the story really changed for me. That being like Mifu's character story. It really changed for me and started to feel much, much different. So for that reason, this is where I'm going to insert the video break because we still have a bit to go and we're at, yeah, we're over an hour. So let's go ahead, take a break here, and when we come back, we will continue with Mifu's Kung Fu movie adventure to try and save Zhuangfang Yi. Thank you very much, and I will see you soon. Have a good one.